We met up on the Monday, flew out early doors Tuesday, so we've been here 4 days now. And I guess a lot of that was to be able to acclimatise to the heat. It is hot, so it's give us chance for the players just to get used to the heat and feel what it's going to feel like, I guess. And then linked to that, it's just opportunity to settle, know the surroundings, and get comfortable in the environment. So we're in a good place, I think, heading into the weekend. As you mentioned there, this particular age group have missed out on a lot due to COVID. So this is their first major tournament experience. And I think the best way that I could describe like the feeling amongst the group is that they're just ready. They've been waiting a long time for this. Not only what's been quite a tough qualifying campaign across this season, obviously the last kind of couple of seasons that have been so disrupted for them. So yeah, I think ready is the best word to use. And just I think they're excited to, as we all are, to experience that first major tournament and the exposure that these players are going to get, that's going to obviously support their development. And naturally that first qualifying round was tough. It was obviously away in Ireland. We obviously drew the home nation first. There was a huge crowd. It was an evening game. It was a great experience for us, a great experience for the group to, again, just feel what that feels like. So that was a perfect moment for us. And then moving forward, obviously the opposition, naturally, as we've progressed, have got harder. And again, that's just great exposure for the players, and then also obviously now heading into the finals, we've got some good experiences under our belt, and now we're really heading into a critical period, aren't we? Where playing under pressure against some of the best nations across Europe, it's great. It's going to be just a tremendous amount of exposure for their development, and that's what we're here for. It's huge. I mean, as you mentioned there, we've got a number of players that have got first team experience, whether that's at Super League, Championship or abroad, and a lot of that, or a lot of them have gained a lot of match minutes. And that, of course, that naturally helps. It's so important at the age that they're at, that they're playing regularly and consistently. And that, again, they're gaining that exposure that they need. So that has been a huge factor, a huge component for us, for sure. And I think linked to that is making sure that we've been utilising the time on camp with them, and perhaps filling in those gaps that they may miss in club football, whether that's match minutes, training exposure, whatever it might be. So I think we've done a really good job over the course of this season to make sure that we maximise that time we have with them in the lead up to each competition that we've played in. It is a tough group. I mean, both groups are tough, if I'm honest. Obviously, it's the top 8 teams in Europe, and one that's something that we shouldn't be fearful of, and it is actually something that the group are very excited about. It would be again a key milestone in their development, playing some of these nations we've not yet been exposed to this season. So that's a massive, that's something that I think the girls are going to really thrive on. And in terms of our group itself, it's a tough group. It is, of course it is. And each nation poses something slightly different. But I think, again, going back to that word, I think we're ready. We feel ready, and we're just taking one game at a time. And I know that's really cliche, but it's so important. Our first objective is solely on Norway. And that's what we're looking at. I have to say, it's been a really, really good year for me. It's been a season that I've needed personally. It's presented a lot of challenges and has stretched my capabilities as a manager more so. And that's something that I thoroughly enjoyed. And the group that we have at this age group are full of character, full of personality, and they're talented, and I've really thrived off that challenge. You can do a lot with this group, and that's exciting for a manager. It's taken, again, if I'm being honest, it's taken a while to transition between club and country because they are different, and that's taken probably 6 months to kind of get my feet under the table around the differences, the sort of differences between the two. But it's been a challenge that I've really enjoyed, and I'm just in lots of ways very privileged to be in this position and to be at finals with such a fantastic group. From a character point of view, and I hope that you feel this and you see this, they are relentless. Again, that's probably a really good word to describe this group. They are relentless in everything they do, and you'll see that with the way that they play. I think in terms of style, it's going to be attacking. We are really fortunate with some of the attacking prowess that we have within this group, and it's exciting to watch. So I like to think that you're going to see some exciting football from some really talented players. Absolutely, the exposure that the game's getting just generally, I feel like we're at a tipping point. A really exciting tipping point at the moment with where the women's game's at from a kind of a senior lioness point of view, but then also where our domestic leagues are at. And I think now that the 19s tournament specifically is getting the exposure that it's getting, I think just shows, one, the level of investment, but secondly, the level of interest that the game's getting. And it's a great platform for these players. Yes, they're young, but they're talented. And it is a tremendous platform for them to thrive on, which is what they'll do.